Hello there, you're watching AMN-English. This is our weekly program, a Diplomatic Corner. Today I brought to you two guests. They just I found them in the forum entitled the Future Technology and Education Forum, organized by the Russian Federation, along with Addis Ababa University. It's about technology, it's about education, and particularly nuclear technology. So we're going to talk about these issues. Stay with us. Well, sir, thank you so much for coming here. First, just tell us about yourself.
My name is Alexander Kukayev. I represent St. Petersburg State Electrotechnical University, LETI. I am the head of the Department of Applied Mechanics and Engineering Graphics, and also an associate professor of Laser Measurement and Navigation Systems Department.
My name is Dr. Masamba Ka. I am the coordinator for nuclear educational programs for the Consortium of Universities of State Corporation Rosatom. I'm coordinating African countries and my work is to recruit students and organize various lectures on modern educational programs in nuclear field, on energy and non-energy applications of nuclear technology.
As if you signed to Ethiopia, there's something about your impressions about Ethiopia, the hospitality of the people of Ethiopia and the cities.
Oh yeah, that's true. It is my first visit to Ethiopia and Addis Ababa, and I really enjoyed this place. I like the climate of this place very much. It is very comfortable for us. Also the fresh air of the mountains is very nice, and I can compare it to some other cities from other parts of Africa, and I can say that it really looks like a modern and fast developing city, which is really nice to visit.
We have been coming here for 10 years, and the last couple of years the city has transformed, and I can see it being a great capital of African continent altogether. Since African Union is here, Addis Ababa has all it needs to be the center for messaging, especially things like industry relevant education.
Let's talk about this particular forum, the Future Technology and Education Forum. So tell us more about this and the objectives of this forum.
The forum has been a natural progression of our engagement with institutions here, namely Addis Ababa University and Addis Ababa Science and Technology University, who are the pioneers of nuclear technology in Ethiopia. And we have been in dialogue with these schools for many years, and now have decided to take it further and go into practical implementation of concrete projects in the nuclear field at the department level for both schools in nuclear medicine, and particularly this forum is dedicated to applications of nuclear medicine for various types of illnesses, and nuclear technology when it comes to robotics and sensory machinery that are used for plant and research reactor operations. So these two schools, namely National Research Nuclear University MIFI and Electric Technical University of St. Petersburg LETI, concentrate on these aspects of nuclear technology, and they will be engaging with faculties here.
Our team from St. Petersburg Electrotechnical University came here to participate in the forum that connects Russian universities to Ethiopian universities. Also Addis Ababa University is one of them. We try to share our knowledge and share the opportunities that we provide for possible students from Africa that can come to Russia, study in Russia, and later came back to Ethiopia, to Addis Ababa, to develop its industry and help the country to grow further.
$100 years ago, people asked why why the country invests so much. It's so difficult. It was post-war period, post-Second World War period. But now we have quite powerful atomic icebreakers, which bring new economy into the high latitudes. This is one of them. And we have been thinking and discussing yesterday, by the way, in the Russian House, about maybe needs for Ethiopia. Here I would like to give the floor to Masamba, if he is ready. Yesterday we were thinking in what way we may be useful for your universities, for your research and for your education. So the text, we will download the presentation, of course. And we thought, what are the advantages? We have been continuing borrowing technologies and science, something of the science from the West. Okay, but unique thing for Russia is that our technologies have developed by the universities good connections with the companies, with business, technological business, and that's where we can show some patterns, some strategies, some algorithms where researchers can have direct and mutually beneficial communication with the business. But of course, my colleagues will tell more about it. As it says here, so Leti and MIFI and Russian universities, together with industries, Rosatom is one of our major industries. We hope that we can bring you the access to best available technologies of today and good future professions for your students, PhDs and others. This is a beautiful picture. We just cannot buy but include it into our presentation. But we trust our colleagues from MIFI, they will tell you more about it, about atomic technologies and nuclear powered. Now I'd like to point your attention to two visits to our I would say projects or places. So every day, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, in both universities, in the morning, we have planned a virtual visit first to the laser lab in Leti, and you will see that lasers are much more than the lasers, how PhDs and students can do something for real industries, which could be useful for you. There will be some more slides about it. And another telebridge in the afternoon. It's about education algorithms, paradigms, I don't know, which we want to share with you. This is a kind of an education pipeline when our students teach school children. School children get involved, of course, high school children, teenagers. They get involved into the research projects and into the engineering projects. It will be a visit to how we work, how our students work with school children. This is quite a good profession-oriented education, and you will see some examples.
This forum, this is meant to discuss issues, or is there any initiative or projects that are intended to do?
The initiatives are mainly formed by the Rosatom company, which I guess wants to share the nuclear technologies with the Ethiopian country and with the Ethiopian society. And as a part of this collaboration, we also want to share the knowledge, the education, not to bring just technology, not to like sell it, but to make a place for it in the Ethiopian society, for Ethiopia to be sustainable and independent in this movement.
They are aimed to develop joint educational programs between faculties and move into concrete projects in nuclear field and surrounding industries for Ethiopian businesses. that can benefit from high-tech engagements with the universities that we have come here with and their affiliated companies, including, of course, state corporation Rosatom businesses that are well known around the world, and now they're coming into Africa, starting with Ethiopia. Engineering education that we have been developing here with colleagues from Addis Ababa University and Addis Ababa Science and Technology University for the last 10 plus years, where we now have brought two universities, part of the state corporation Rosatom consortium of universities, namely National Research Nuclear University MIFI and St. Petersburg Electrotechnical University LETI. Now, the discussions that we've been having with the academic community here in Ethiopia have come to the point of us bringing concrete projects and concrete proposals over the next couple of years for us to not only exchange students and build capacity in education, but also bring technology into Ethiopia with the cutting-edge researchers and industrial companies, part of the state corporation Rosatom group. So this event is the first attempt for us to introduce you into a concept that we very well know in Russia, that is dedicated to bringing education and industry together. These universities that are present here today work closely with industrial companies, and you can call them industry integrated universities, where they train the staff, they do research and development and optimization for industry. And this model will allow to unleash the capacity of local universities here by working with the schools in various projects. And over the next 2 days, or 2.5 days, you will discover the opportunities that you have available and the prospects of industry-related education with concrete projects that State Corporation Rosatom represents. So I think we can now move to the official opening of this program, and I would like to give the floor to the host, our Professor Dr. Hagos, who can start off and introduce colleagues from the Ethiopian side, so that we begin these sessions on bringing education and industry together in nuclear technology.
When we talk about nuclear technologies, we do not speak only about the nuclear power plants. Of course, these technologies are also used in healthcare, in medicine, and in some other scientific, for example, areas. So, for example, LETI is not really a core nuclear university. It is more to our colleagues from MIFI. But when we talk about these technologies, these are complicated technologies, and they can come together with all satelliting, I would say, technologies like robotics, automation, laser technologies. All of them support the core of the nuclear power, or nuclear power and other nuclear technologies. And we are more like ambassadors of these satellite technologies, of the robotics, automation, electronics, and laser technologies.
How do you think Ethiopian universities and its higher institutions need to do in order to produce innovative citizens and that are equipped with current required technologies as the technological advancement of the world is just progressing rapidly? So the students need to be equipped with these equipped with the skills and the knowledge that the current era needs. So how do you think the Ethiopian universities and higher institutions need to do?
My advice is to engage with faculties of universities of Consortium of State Corporation Rosatom at the research and staff exchange level to really learn the way Russian education system functions with industry, so that they can take these models and make their educational programs more industry relevant, and orient their graduates towards concrete industrial projects with the engagements of our colleagues. So that's the first step, to identify the needs here, the potential here, and then develop around them curriculum that will be relevant for the industry, and then take it further and establish dialogue with industries here as to what staff training do they need, what research and development do they need, and together, jointly with our schools, give value to industry. I think that's the first step that needs to be done, because it will address industrial development and localization of skills, technology, and knowledge in Ethiopia this way.
If we speak about sharing our knowledge and our know-hows and so on, so for us it is of course important to have some basis, some educational basis from the students that come to us to study in Russia, but well, main thing is the willingness. If they come to us and they are ready to work hard, and they have at least a small basis in education, we can share all the necessary knowledge with them. So from the position of Ethiopian universities and Ethiopian maybe Ministry of Education and Science, the most important thing is probably the popularization of science and education, because young people should understand the importance of these opportunities for their lives, how it can change their own lives and the world around them. And in this case, when they come to Russia mentally ready to get the knowledge, it would not be a problem for us to share this knowledge.
Thank you, sir, for your time again. I really appreciate it. Well, everyone, that's it for now. Just our Diplomatic Corner weekly program. We have just talked about the technology and education forum here in Ethiopia, organized by universities from Russia and Addis Ababa University. Until I meet you with another guest next week, have a wonderful time.
Well, I have to mention that at that period, the previous period, it was COVID all over the world. So, of course, the behavior of people was totally different. It's understandable. But anyhow, I had an opportunity to visit some places in the city. And I can tell you that you have fantastic changes. And even within that short period, 4 years period, I see how your capital looks like now. It seems to me, that's my personal vision, that your capital now really looks like the capital not only of Ethiopia, but of the African Union. It is the really capital of the African Union. So formally it is capital of the African Union, but now it's visible that this is the capital of the great Africa. I know a little bit your Prime Minister, His Excellency Abiy Ahmed, and he knows what he doing. He knows what he do, and it is very important. Of course, as a relatively young politician, he'd like to build this future not just only on the right way, but with good speed. So you can have different style of reforms. Some reforms may be about 50 years period, but he'd like to do that in shortest way. And certainly, from one hand, he'd like to base these reforms on Ethiopian traditions, customs, culture, but from the other hand, he'd like to accept all necessary experience from different countries, not only in Africa. And this mixture of traditions from one side and new experience of different nations from the other side gives such kind of results, very attractive results, very positive one. Well, I've been graduated from the Perm State University as a young economist, and then I had my postgraduate course in Moscow. After that, I have a career as a teacher in the university, teacher of economics. After that, I was expert in different financial operations of highest companies, worldwide companies, not only in Russia. And at the end, after coming to this political life, and when I became a member of the State Duma Festival, it is one of the chambers of our parliament and Senate after that, in 2012, I have different duties, but anyhow, my background is very important for me, because I can understand things not only from philosophical point or political point, but from the basement of all societies, economic basements. As I said, I am not a teacher of Ethiopian government or Ethiopian society. It is very important. It is very important. To give the full answer on your question, I have to have all necessary information. But what I know is that your government like to have independent policy. It is very important. Secondly, they'd love to have partnership not only with few countries, but with different countries, Western countries, my country, China, and so on and so far, and including, of course, their neighbors, partners in this African Union. So these two pillars very important for the stability of your economy. We discussed the possibility to arrange a kind of round table, inter-party round table in Addis in nearest future, to discuss the possibility of common security and common fruitful cooperation between African states. And we'd like to invite to that round table leaders of let's say 12 at least political parties from different parts of Africa, and to exchange our visions of that process generally. So it may be our Russian part of the way, our contribution to the solutions which may be interesting for my country, based on our Russia-Africa partnership, Russia-Africa summit. And in case of Ethiopia, this is what I must stress, we are now members of one BRICS club. And we have some kind of strategy of BRICS club. That is why, of course, my task is to help Ethiopian people to incorporate in a proper way in these programs. So we are open for any kind of consultations, for any kind of cooperation in that field.